with, I would wish to first introduce Mr. Raj Kumar Jain ji. He is the Managing Director of Bonjour, a qualified engineer from Delhi, famously known as the SOX Man of India. His technical knowledge has been the biggest factor behind the consistent growth of Bonjour, in particular, ANX SOX industry as a whole. His die-hard attitude has given massive impetus in bringing SOX as a commodity at the pan-India level with all the other necessary accessories. Welcome, sir. Welcome aboard. Next, we would wish to introduce Mr. Kamal Khushlani, the founder and managing director of Mufti. He, from a very young age of 24 years, had an eye on fashion and aptly described as a self-taught fashion designer, brand strategist, and a futurologist. The brand is 22 years old, which Mr. Khushlani built from scratch. And today, a market leader in the men's casual wear sector. He believes firmly in the Make in India vision. Welcome, Mr. Khushlani, on board. Thank you for your time, sir. Then we have Mr. Akhil Jain. He is the Executive Director of Madame, a fashion designer from NIFT, New Delhi. With a career spanning almost 15 years, he has technically worked in all departments of the company, from manufacturing to accounts. He spearheads the sales and marketing of the brand and is instrumental in all change management initiatives. Sorry. Thank Akhil, most welcome. Welcome on board. Then coming to, of course, Status Quo. Mr. Bobby Arora, he is the director of Status Quo, and it started in 1998. Bobby wears different hats in his organization, from taking decisions from designing to marketing and distribution. He takes keen interest in the details and innovation, which has been a strong pillar in the brand building process. And Status Quo provides value and comfort to its customers. Welcome, Bobby. Welcome aboard. Yeah, okay. Now we have our sponsors, wherein we have Siaram and Killer. So Hardik, I would request you to please play first the Siaram AV, please.
Chased every dream, weather the storm. I know that this road will lead me home. I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming.
Stuti, can you play Killer quickly, please?
Killer Jeans.
Okay, so now I would request Mr. Sanjay Chawla, who's the moderator for this particular webinar, to please take over. So if you can please take over now.
Good afternoon, नमस्कार. DFU Publications के नए इनिशिएटिव DFU Live के तीसरे यानी थर्ड वेबिनार में आप सबका स्वागत है. So now we are here at webinar number 3. For our third webinar, the subject is New Categories दिखाओ, Sales बढ़ाओ. New emerging product categories for apparel retailers post-corona lockdown. Our webinars so far have been focused for the retailers, also for all kinds of retailers, small retailers and big retailers. Obviously, this webinar is focused on product, rather new products that retailers should focus upon to give additional reasons for customers to walk in. On that subject, let me set as a context and as a backgrounder on this topic. हमने प्रीवियस वेबिनार्स में डिस्कस किया है कि जब कंज्यूमर के पास आज मनी टू स्पेंड नहीं है या फिर अगर कंज्यूमर फाइनेंशियली खुद को इनसिक्योर फील कर रहा है तो उसका ध्यान फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल सिर्फ एसेंशियल गुड्स पर ही जा रहा है. फैशन या फिर अपैरल जनरली नॉन एसेंशियल गुड्स में आते हैं, या फिर हम कह सकते हैं कि शायद ये कंज्यूमर की फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी में नहीं गिना जा सकता, unless, this is very important, unless we try to create our relevance in the minds of consumer, unless we offer compelling reasons to get customer to the store through our product route. यानी ये हमारे ट्रेड को सबको मिलकर कोशिश करनी पड़ेगी कि हम ऐसे रीजंस और अपॉर्चुनिटीज ढूंढें और उसको प्रमोट करें कि जिसकी वजह से कंज्यूमर का ध्यान हमारे अपैरल और रिटेलर्स पर जाए और कस्टमर हमारे स्टोर्स में आए. We reached out to the industry through these new product categories to see and check how relevant are these and how these can help clocking and registering more sales with our retailers, or can these really be helpful, या फिर ये नई प्रोडक्ट्स कितनी हेल्प कर सकती हैं रिटेल स्टोर के लेवल पर to revive the sales. First of all, we have Mr. Bobby Arora, Director Status Quo with us. Bobby ji will focus on masks. My question to you, Bobby ji, is mask a new fashion accessories?
Definitely, mask जो है एक more than a fashion accessory, it has now become a necessity. So if you ask me about mask, I will say yes, definitely mask has become very important, and more than a fashion category, it has become a necessity today. So अगर कोई भी बंदा है अपने घर से बाहर निकलता है, उसको उसके वार्डरोब में मास्क होना बहुत जरूरी है. And definitely हमारे जो customers हैं, they are more fashion conscious customers. So when they move out of the house, they will definitely love to pair wonderful masks, with the clothing that they wear and all. So mask as a category, I feel किसी के भी wardrobe में कम से कम 6 to 8 pieces of mask तो minimum होने ही चाहिए या उनको लेने ही पड़ेंगे. It is, it is a product which is not very comfortable to wear. It is not very comfortable for everybody. But as of today, I think we all need to be getting used to wearing a mask. Or without mask, we cannot safeguard ourselves from the coronavirus that is spreading.
I would like to know how these fashion masks are capable, how much they are capable to generate business for a retailer. Can we give some kind of number attached to this? That is one part. Second is that how long lasting is this business going to be? या फिर ये सिर्फ एक फैड की तरह जैसे ही वापस नॉर्मल लाइफ हो जाएगी and this will fade away?
See, one thing, as I told you, that these fashion masks, they are not very comfortable. So nobody likes to cover their mouth and move around. But जो आज के माहौल हैं, there is no option, but we have to live with it. So if you ask me कि ये कब तक चलेगा, जब तक हमारे ऊपर restrictions है कि जब भी हम घर से बाहर निकल रहे हैं या जब भी हम पब्लिक प्लेस में जा रहे हैं, हमें सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग तो मेंटेन रखनी ही है, बट देयर आर मेनी प्लेसेस वेयर वी आर नॉट एबल टू मेंटेन सोशल डिस्टेंसेस, तो इसके लिए मास्क पहनना कंपलसरी।
In terms of business, ये रिटेलर के बिजनेस में सिग्निफिकेंट कुछ वैल्यू एडिशन करेगा, या इसके जरिए मींस थ्रू दीज मास्क a customer comes and he will be able to buy other products? What is the business equation?
I think at this moment it is very important for every offline retailer to reach their customers and tell them about the new products that they've started selling. Try to bring those customers. They need to tempt those customers to come and buy. And when they come and buy, they will obviously come and buy more products. So, आज की तारीख में I think retailers will have to bring in that approach. They will have to show them those products which are needed, but maybe customers are delaying the buying of those products. So I think that is one area. Second is mask as a product. I will not say that it is going to bring a significant increase in the revenue, because they are, one is that they are not very expensive products. They are very value driven products, and no retailer can sustain on any one particular category, and especially a category which is not very high in values. But definitely, when you start reaching your customers, your loyal customers would definitely turn up to you. Demand for mask is going to be there. People have to wear it. They have no option. When they move out of the house, they have to wear it. So they will come and buy, and they will end up buying more products from your store, which are needed, but they were anyways delaying their buying. So I don't think today it's right to put any number to it कि भाई कितना business लेके आएगा, but definitely if you start reaching your customers, they will bring in walk-ins to your store, and sale of not only mask but other products will also be there.
Our next keynote speaker is Mr. Akhil Jain, Executive Director, Madam. Madam, as we all know, is a very renowned women's wear brand. He wishes to talk on loungewear and activewear, especially on the women's wear. Akhil ji.
What we have seen since May, आप समझिए मई में operations हमारे करीब 7-8 मई से काफी जगह पर operation शुरू हो गए हम लोगों के. So what we are seeing, ये category loungewear and pajamas and a bit of athleisure used to be about 2% of the complete business that we used to do. A very normal category. But of lately, the last 3.5 weeks of business has made this category 33% of the entire portfolio of business that we are doing. Be it the offline sales, be it the online sales, and be it be a demand from existing multi-brand outlets or from the distributors. Everybody is talking about one product as of today is आपके पास पायजामा है, पायजामा दे दीजिए, आपके पास लाउंजवेयर है, नाइट सूट है, वो दे दीजिए, एथलेजर में कुछ है जो बेसिक है, बहुत फैंसी नहीं है, वो दे दीजिए. So this category what we are foreseeing, हालांकि ये छोटी कैटेगरी थी हम लोगों के लिए, एंड इंडिया में बहुत ज्यादा प्लेयर नहीं है इस कैटेगरी के ऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर में. अनऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर में इट्स अ वेरी बिग कैटेगरी. सो वी थिंक, एंड एज वी आर प्रोड्यूसिंग आल्सो नाउ, हम लोगों ने भी काफी अपनी प्रोडक्शंस को फॉर द कमिंग Q2 एंड Q3 हम लोगों ने काफी प्रोडक्शंस को लाउंजवेयर की तरफ रीराउट किया है, just to meet that demand from the consumer. I mean, in online, though the online business has jumped very high, especially in May, and I see 50% of this is coming from night suits. As I said before, ये category छोटी थी, और लेकिन इस category की market बहुत बड़ी है. And I said there are not many organized players in this very market. So ये बहुत बड़ी opportunity है काफी छोटे players को भी इस particular product के अंदर आने के लिए, and it can be a long-term game.
So our next speaker, Mr. Kamal Khushlani, as we know, he's founder of a brand called Mufti. Kamal ji, what do you have to speak about this product category in the present context?
I said, as Akhil said, even for us, loungewear or athleisure, as we would put it, was not a very significant portion of our offering to the consumers. It's been a smaller portion of our offering, and the trend of athleisure has been picking up over the last year, and slowly and steadily it's making space into our wardrobes. Outside of India and in more developed nations, athleisure already has about 60% of the wardrobe space of consumers. 60% of the wardrobe consists of athleisure. However, in India, the trend was catching up and slowly. But now, due to the natural pressures and the needs of lockdown, we've all been locked down at home. So we've learned to, stay home. And in that, naturally, what we need is comfort. We've learned to work from home. We've learned to cook, and we've learned to clean, and we've learned to work out, exercise, and try and spend time by taking care of our health. So naturally, this category is becoming very, very prominent, at least till such time that this need to work from home will remain. And I feel going forward, even for at least another 6 months, it's very difficult to predict that we may be able to come back to normal working days or working hours. I think working from home is now going to be a way of life, and there is going to be a different era post-COVID as to what we saw pre-COVID. So things are going to change for sure. So comfort will definitely win over style, I think. And naturally, because everyone's worried about job losses, everyone's worried about the economy, people are worried about their future. So fashion splurging, I'm sure, is going to take some kind of beating. But it's very difficult to say as to how much and what will happen, because it's too early to predict on basis of any trend. There's none of these, whatever we see now, any sales patterns would be, in my view, enough to establish a trend basis that. So we'll have to take it one step at a time. And India is a very diverse country. There's all kinds of people. I see that on one hand, for casual wear, there may be, slack in demand. But on the other end, there are many people whose wardrobes are full of formal wear. And those people, let's say bankers, have to go to work only for a few hours and are spending more hours at home. Naturally, they don't want to be in their formal wear. So if not everyone would want athleisure, some people who don't have jeans in their wardrobe would probably start looking for jeans. People who don't have casual clothes, as many casual clothes in their wardrobe, would start looking for casual clothes. So I think there is an opportunity there for casual wear. And it's going to be a while before, we can predict anything. But as far as masks are concerned, I think Bobby rightly said that we need to conserve masks, and the disposable masks are important for people who are using them at places where they need to dispose them off every time they come across a patient. But whereas for others, it's important that we use reusable masks. It also helps the environment, because today sustainability is going to become more and more important. I think people are. There was a recent survey also that was conducted. And in fact, it was out in Economic Times today, that consumers are going to be more and more opting for brands that have sustainable practices. And sustainable. So Earth sustainability consciousness is going to grow up really high. Having a mask that is reusable makes a lot of sense. And yes, of course, we are fashion brands, so we're going to make an opportunity out of this and try to create something which is interesting for people. So I'm sure every brand will have his own expression on the masks that they make.
As Mr. Akhil Jain mentioned, that generally athleisure or pajamas or loungewear has been coming more from the unorganized sector, and very few brands are into this. So should we say that as of now, for branded garments like Mufti or retailers who are selling branded products, generally this is a small ticket item in terms of loungewear and all, and that is the reason it is moving faster or well?
No. See, for Mufti, loungewear typically has never been a category for us. Athleisure has been a category which you can lounge in. So we're a fashion brand, and we cater to the fashion sensibility of a consumer. So loungewear basics is not something that we have. That's something more, the utility retailers would probably have. But because this is a fashion statement and it's a trend that was catching up, it's slowly creeping into people's wardrobes. It's not like something that you wear all the time. Whereas It's also termed as airport fashion. It's also termed as, you know, for travel. People wear joggers to travel. People wear clothes that are more comfortable. So marketeers like us will keep giving it different connotations so that it becomes a perceived need in a consumer's mind. Whether you want to call it airport fashion, you want to call it athleisure, what you can wear when you're leisuring around or whatever.
Next, as a keynote speaker, we have Mr. Rajkumar Jain. He is MD Bonjour, and he is not only known for Bonjour socks, but he has another brand called Vami, which is known for loungewear and similar kind of products, loungewear and activewear. So we have a speaker here now who will, for whom this is a core category, in a way core category. So far, when we talk to Akhil or we talk to Kamal, they were addressing as a part of their portfolio, which did not assume too much of significance in their scheme of things. So राजकुमार जी हमें बताएंगे कि as a core category, loungewear या activewear business wise कैसा है retailers के लिए आज?
So mask की बात करें तो mask, various type of mask, especially जो cloth mask है, that may not have a filter, but that is to protect our hands to get to the nose and the mouth, which is the mucus points. तो इसलिए कोई भी टाइप का कपड़ा या कोई भी टाइप का मास्क is good enough and does the 95% of the job. Whereas the loungewear consumption is concerned, loungewear में हम लोग Vami as a brand में we do majorly ladies loungewear, ladies leggings and ladies churidars. And at home, people have definitely consumed those, and we have a good demand even during the lockdown for those products. As the shops started opening up, तो उसमें बहुत अच्छा demand देखने मिला. लेकिन मैं इसमें ये कहना चाहूँगा कि loungewear as a category बहुत ही small category इंडिया में, जैसे अखिल जी ने भी बोला, and everybody has started looking at it. और बहुत promising है क्योंकि work from home as a culture अभी शुरू हुआ है. ये देखना बाकी है कि ये continue होगा, कितना होगा, क्योंकि लगता है कि वायरस का जो ये दौर आया है इसके अंदर काफी लोग ये प्रिवेंट करेंगे बाहर जाना मल्टीपल रीजन से. और एक्सपेंसिव लग्जरी क्लोथिंग या लग्जरी क्लोथिंग, बिकॉज मैरिज फंक्शंस विल गेट स्मॉलर, द पार्टीज विल गेट स्मॉलर, तो लग्जरी क्लोथिंग विल नॉट बी द सेम अगेन, इट विल बी डिफरेंट. Whereas the consumption of loungewear, underwear, t-shirts will be on a high and will always be there. I would like to promote particularly that the cloth mask is good enough for a public at large, for a normal consumer. There is no need of an N95 or a surgical mask at all.
What comes to my mind is, as Kamalji has categorically kept athleisure as a separate category than typical loungewear. And when we talk about loungewear in present time context, probably sometimes we talk loungewear, sometimes we talk active wear. We also mention about sleep wear. We also mention about yoga wear. Is it time to give a new nomenclature to this new category, which is work from home specializing? Can we term it as a home wear, or can we term it as a relaxed wear? If Kamalji does not feel relaxed wear means coming closer to the regular casual wear. So your comments, Rajkumar ji and Akhil or Kamal ji can also probably share their views on this.
Very well said. In fact, when the loungewear term came to India, there wasn't any awareness. In fact, there was no category only. जो टी-शर्ट फॉर्मल वेयर से पुरानी हो गई वो घर में आ गई, वो लॉन्ज वियर हो गई. प्रैक्टिकल सच ये था. ये लॉन्ज वियर कैटेगरी इवॉल्व्ड ओनली about 15 years ago. About 15 years, and it's taking up. People are now buying sets and lounge wear. So lounge wear, sleep wear, casual wear, yoga wear. Already enough names are given, but we can evolve if something fantastic can come out.
Akhil ji.
Yeah, very true. But I don't know. See, how long will this continue? कि हम लोग इतना marketing उसके ऊपर करें और पता लगे all of a sudden Q3 के बाद, Q4 के बाद everything comes back to the new normal. Because कहीं ना कहीं मुझे ऐसा नहीं लगता कि we have to recategorize into a work from home concept. Then कहीं ना कहीं again, as I said, and right as Kamal ji also said, कि ना सिर्फ 2-6 महीने तक ही सही पता लगेगा कि भी as a category कितना evolve करती है ये. हाँ, it has penetrated into our lives. It will continue to be there. But उससे ज्यादा एक्सपैंड करेगी नहीं करेगी, वो ओनली टाइम कैन टेल.
कमल जी.
So, like I said, this opportunity definitely has arisen, and there are, enough marketeers who've already grabbed on the opportunity and have started putting it out as, comfort wear so that you can work from home. But yes, there are few things that, people are discussing. I mean, this is the new way we meet. It doesn't matter if I'm wearing shorts underneath, as long as I'm wearing something, what is visible to you is presentable and acceptable. So that is a new thing that designers, have to think of, right from whether they need to design only upwards from here, or whether you need to call it a work from home category or something. But one thing is for sure, that comfort, like I said, will definitely supersede style for some time, because particularly for someone who has constraints on shopping or wants to buy something, it's going to become need based. It's not going to be splurging. Like I said earlier, people are not going to splurge like the way they used to. At least we don't expect that to happen for the next 1 year or so.
What I understand that all the panelists are saying that we have to probably wait and see how these things evolve over the time, probably next 1 or 2 quarters, and we'll have to see work from home culture, how much it gains momentum in a country like India. Yeah.
I don't know about the others. I'm here to learn from you कि कौन सी category बढ़ाऊं और sale बढ़ाऊं अपनी.
Let's hope so. We get some mantras on that. So I will come back again to Rajkumar ji. Quickly, I would like to understand that we also wanted to explore about 2 other product categories, specifically talking to you. One is that I understand that you are also manufacturing PPE coveralls, and I will also like to understand from you how PPE coveralls or gowns, can these be a retailable item, or are these only restricted for wholesale or institutionalized sale? That is one part. Secondly, because of health and medicine importance rising, hygiene importance rising, is hygiene also a product category which apparel retailer can look at, maybe short term or long term? Rajkumar ji, please address on these 2.
Yeah, thank you, Sanjay ji. In fact, after the lockdown, we were approached by the government to start making the protective clothing, and none of the people in India were actually aware of the kind of clothing which is really required or the knowledge about it. And according to my thought process, the lockdown was a process to get ready to face the COVID challenge. Not only to avoid the incremental growth, but to get ready, because everybody was caught unaware. So when we started making and we started learning about the coveralls, we started making in our garment factory, and we are doing it now. We started making masks as well. And it has evolved from then. About 2 months, it has evolved a lot of it, and we are almost close to the international standards of making the PPE kit. PPE kit as a requirement until now is being made disposable in India, which means one has to use it for a few hours or 1 day and throw it away, which also challenges the green climate and the nature, because the disposing of the polypropylene PPE kit, the coveralls, is a major challenge. So now we have evolved with a reusable one, which could be washed for a 30 wash cycle. As you understand, the kits required for the COVID patient ICUs, operation theaters, or the COVID patient rooms are different, whereas kits required for the other people, for example, a receptionist at the hospital, the sweeping people at the hospital, the security staff at the hospital, and so many others which are not directly in touch with the COVID-19 patients, one, and the staff which serving to the patients who are not COVID-19 affected. All those people don't need that stringent safety. So the level 2 kits, which can be reusable kits, are being used. Now to understand whether this is an institutional business only or a retailer can be stocking it. According to my understanding, somebody is going into an aeroplane today, has a risk of catching a virus from some places. So there may be a lot of people who would be wanting to have a kit and get into the plane and use it in order to have their own safety. There'll be people who want to visit a hospital, maybe wanting to wear a kit and go to the hospital and come back for their own safety. So there may be, so every retailer can have a small shelf space, that category as such, and put the kits on place. Some of the safety, and I think our larger retailers will definitely have space as for the mask and some kits too.
Yeah, I just noticed on the live chat, some lady, Mr. Karnad, is there. She said that our students are working on designing of medical textiles for a broader use. The other day when we started talking about this subject, we also spoke to Mr. Darpan Kapoor. He is a very well-known distributor and retailer from Chandigarh. He also mentioned this, that we are exploring, can there be some fashion element attached to PPE kits? So let's hope if this can also add some value to the retailer, because PPE kit, as we understand, it is protective clothing. So, and it also not only it has a medical usage or surgical usage, it also works as an isolation clothing, which just, and it has wide industrial usage also possible in that. And as you said that if a customer wants to take a flight and wants to go, probably he will not find it easy to go to a wholesaler or as an institutional buyer. He will look at some retailer help and going for that. So my another point was, which I want to know quickly, is do you think hygiene products have got some significance for our apparel retailers?
I think to answer this question, most of the products which are treated with the antimicrobial finish or impregnated antimicrobial properties will have a better say as compared to the non-treated products. As far as hygiene, if you talk of sanitizers, according to me, sanitizers is a FMCG product or a chemist product. So it may not be sold, because what I came across is that sachets, like small shampoo sachets, the sanitizer sachets are being manufactured in India, and companies like Unilever are planning to launch. And I think this will be launched by every FMCG company. So maybe that we have to leave it to the general store or the chemist store or the FMCG shops instead of the garment retailers selling the hand, because it's like a cleaner as a shampoo. Shampoo is a hair cleaner, this will be a hand cleaner. So it may be sold at those places only.
But जब हम इस सब्जेक्ट पर वर्क कर रहे थे, the first thing which came to our mind, जो राजकुमार जी ने टच अपॉन किया, एंटी वायरस या एंटी माइक्रोबियल. तो अब हमने we wanted to explore more on this, which we found antimicrobial is has been there for years together. Antivirus product is a new, because of COVID, the term has evolved. How much are we prepared, one, and how much is it relevant for our apparel category? To my sense, it has a lot of importance, because when we wear antivirus, in a way, it gives a promise that we will get protected against virus attack or something like that. I have my one friend, Mr. Vikas Chachla. He has worked in Archroma at a very senior level. He is a chemist. Today, he is working as a consultant, and he has developed his own washing unit, and he has got some success in developing antivirus products and other finishes also. So I'd like to bring him.
Good evening, everyone. First, before going into the detail of that, we should understand what is difference between virus and bacteria also. Virus is basically a non-living item, and bacteria is a living environment. Means virus cannot grow himself without having a live media, but the microbes can grow themselves also. So the bacteria or microbe is the same, which they are called as a live creature, but the virus is a dead creature or is not a live one. So the virus more dangerous than I'll say compared to bacteria, because bacteria can cause sometimes pungent smell, bad surface, or look aesthetic, but less of damage to the health. So now coming to antiviral and antibacterial effect, antibacterial products for the textiles are available from last more than 70-80 years in different forms, different chemistry itself. Antiviral has never been thought into industry prior to this epidemic of this COVID-19 now. Now the talks are coming for antiviral products also. How you can do this antiviral product? One is sterilization of the fabric or giving a UV light exposure of the textiles, which can give the, but that is a temporary phenomenon. So how to get the permanent antivirus finish on the fabric is the now demand into the industry. A lot of chemical companies are trying to build up the products, but still 100% surely no one is come up that what this product will definitely work for the COVID-19 or other kind of viruses. Few products are under testing, and unfortunately in India, the testing facility for testing this virus, antivirus finish is not available currently, because a new global standard has come is ISO 18184, and the testing facility for these tests is only available in China and America only. So a lot of companies are trying to get this tested, but still the results have not come. Expected to come out with some actual testing result by mid of next month itself. Coming to my development of the product, I've gone into a very basic natural kind of things. If you might be knowing, or you can search on the Google also, the copper is the very good product for the antiviral thing. So my all development is based on that product. We have built up the product, we have got it tested in lab for because it works as antivirus as well as antimicrobial also. It's a combination of this. It's a different chemistry we have built up out of it. And we have developed currently for the jeans, because give little bit tint also, a tonal change also, so denim can absorb that one. But we are working hard to make it available for the other products also. We have got some success with the other white fabric also, but still I cannot commit on that. But for the denim or the other blue family fabrics, this is successful over there. Currently what we have built, we have tested it to 30 wash, and we are sending that 30 wash fabric also for the testing. I think stores, if you are looking for the store, I'll suggest for the store people to put up some cabin where they have UV sterilization, because people will like to try the garment also. And if it's dry, the chances of contaminations are very high. If you put up UV cabinets over there, just ensure to the next customer that it's not having any kind of contamination. This is one suggestion from my side. Antivirus is one thing for the consumer to have a confidence for the longer use, but first to try that product, that initial confidence will come if they have the disinfection cabin in their stores. Whosoever customer goes, makes the trial of that garment, they should put that garment immediately in the decontamination chamber, and then again it's available for the next customer also, if that customer doesn't buy that product.
I'll request Mr. Salil Chawla to take over now the session and play the videos of these panelists and have question and answers representing the audience to the respective panelists.
Chased every dream, weather the storm. I know that this road will lead me home. I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming. Oh.
jeans. Killer jeans.
So first thing first, to place it on record, first is that panelist Mahesh Badula from Telangana. He had asked a direct question to Kamalji. Kamalji, the question goes like this: industry is facing uncertainty all across. So as a manufacturer, kindly share your perspective, A, as a scenario building, B, as you are trying to get into production, even if in a dimpering manner, what is it going to be? And C, the issues around revolving around labor uncertainty, because reverse migration has been the reality of the day. So kindly throw light on this.
It's definitely not going to end quickly. Now, for that, we have to take some really harsh decisions, each one of us. And I think this is the time when our past will either haunt us or bless us. Because it depends on the type of dealings that you have had and the type of conduct that you have had in the past years with all your business associates, whether it's your all stakeholders, whether it's your supplier, whether it's your employee, or whether it's your customer. Because your dealings with them is what going to hold you in good stead, because there is no one who can get through with this without being hurt. So everyone, each one's going to have to take the pain. We have to hold each other's hand and somehow get through this crisis. So I think people have had enough, discussions on these as to, what needs to be done. You need to conserve cash. You need to try and convert your inventory into cash as soon as possible. You need to try and manage your production for Automator 20. You need to see how you can clear your stocks without going on very heavy discounts and damaging the demand for fresh goods in future. So it's a battle that you have to live every day with. You're going to have to think on your feet. There is no solution that can be given today that this is what you do and that is what you do in such an uncertain period. As we are talking today, we don't know, we might go into lockdown 2 months from now again. So no prediction can work here. We have to think on our feet, do everything that we can to cut down our costs, to try and be ready for any kind of problems that may occur in the future, and be able to take people with us and get through with this. We'll have to be resilient. We'll have to do everything that it takes to kind of survive this. And yes, unfortunately, it's a tough period. So people who are walking on thin ice will find it difficult. But I'm sure by and large, we are a very hopeful species. The human race is a very, very hopeful race and a resilient one at that. So I'm sure, all of us will get through with this. It just depends on who gets through it with the minimum amount of injuries. That's about it. And whenever we, overcome this, I'm sure that the future is bright.
Thank you so much. Now I'll try to put another cap, I'm trying to be a mouthpiece to the trade audience, which is the cause of existence, having spared their precious time, and they are consistently being with us. Question goes to Rajkumar Jainji, Bonjour. Industry is facing challenges restarting clothing production, which partially Kamalji also said, presently seeking the opportunity amid a disaster, a lengthy lockdown, and potentially slow recovery from COVID-19 pandemic. Jessica, please suggest way forward, and what could be the forecast out of your rich experience?
So now the major challenge is, if the migrant workers would have gone back to their hometowns in the initial phases of the lockdown, the things would have been different. Into the far off states, because major states providing the labors are UP, Bihar, and Odisha. And the laborers are still struggling to go back. 100% of them have not been able to go back, and they are there is a big challenge, and the way everybody has seen the way these people have struggled to reach their homes or trying to go home. So once this opens up, I am of the opinion that especially the far off states, far off from these labor-centric states, will have a challenge for some time or longer time to have the people, working people back. That is one side of the manufacturing base. The other side is the demand. The demand will, how will it evolve? As one of the distributors said, that 50-60% of the sales from the shops which have opened up has come up, is a very promising figure. I also estimate that this year, if we are able to achieve 60% of the business, is a good achievement. I would like to put it especially one thing for the retail, my retail brothers, कि अगर हम लोग एशियन कंट्रीज में पर्टिकुलरली जाते हैं, थाईलैंड में या चाइना में या मलेशिया में, तो वहाँ जो एक्सपीरियंस रिटेल में जाके हमको होता है, जो एग्रेशन, पॉजिटिव एग्रेशन होता है शॉपकीपर का, शॉपकीपर लेडी का, कि वंस यू एंटर द शॉप, द कस्टमर इज सैटिस्फाइड, हैप्पी एंड रिटर्निंग विद द गुड्स आउट ऑफ द शॉप. ये एग्रेसिव एटीट्यूड लाना शॉपिंग के लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हो गया है. मतलब द रिटेल फ्रंट कैनॉट हैव अ लेड बैक एटीट्यूड किसी भी हालत में. सो ये सब चीजों का मिक्स जो है डिसाइड करेगा कि हमारा फ्यूचर क्या होगा. When I talk to people in China, wherein they opened up 1.5 months ago, they opened the retail also. So they are back to the normal business. What they say, that the business is as usual and nothing has changed. So which gives a very positive thought कि सब ठीक हो जाएगा, especially for the articles which are winter centric, because 60% of the garmenting sales happens during the winter season due to the marriages, due to the climate. तो वो अभी हमारे सामने आना बाकी है. We have not lost all. So it seems that August onwards चीजें कंट्रोल होंगी, सितंबर से बिजनेस वापस आएगा. तो आई एम वेरी ऑप्टिमिस्टिक कि चीजें अच्छी से हमको मिलेगी इस सीजन में.
Thank you, Rajkumar ji. Next question I'll pose it to Bobby ji. Bobby ji, the question goes like this: what are post-COVID customer new aspirations, emerging or not too emerging? And is she more open to experimenting with fashion today?
I think what all of us need to understand today is that customers who are coming out are only buying needy products. They're not trying to explore anything new at the moment. So we don't have customers for explored products or anything like which is more fashionable. And I think we all need to understand, if we try to find out answer, about how the trend is going to be, how the fashion is going to be for the next few months. I think nobody is going to be able to give you the right answer to this, because there is no trend of fashion which is going to work for the next few months. I think what is very important for all of us is that we stick to the basics at the moment, and what and how the customer is going to demand is something what a retailer is going to experience, and that is what the experience he is going to share it with us, that customers are demanding what kind of products. So I don't think people over here, unless and until they are moving freely, unless and until they are allowed to move freely like the way we used to move earlier, they are not going to explore too much of fashion. Most of us are going to stay at home. Most of us are working from home. Even if we are allowed, we would be just going to our offices and come back home. So I don't think, we are going to explore too much on products right now. I will just go and buy the basics. And I think my advice is to all my retailer friends is just that let's stick to basics for some time, and let's not try to make products or sell products which are going to be very risky at the moment. So because demand, from the experience of last 2.5 weeks, what we have seen, the demand is only for products that are needed, products that are like overworn in the last 2 months. People are not trying to experiment too much. So I think let's stick to basics, more of value driven products. That's what my idea would be.
Yes. Do you really think there is a need to restart virtuous cycle of demand and supply cycle, something called a balancing act? Now I'll try to put it in the equation. When I say demand and supply equation, controlled supply equals to supply correction. when I say price correction, it actually equals to demand creation, because economics is all about supply correction and demand correction. So which side of the
Absolutely.
debate you have? Please.
See, I am on the side of supply correction. What's happened of lately, and we've been seeing for the last 2, 3, 4 years. जो मैं इसको ना नॉर्मल भाषा में कहता हूँ कि ना हमारे मालों की इज्जत कम हो गई थी because abundance of product was there. So you are producing more, you want to sell more, you are discounting more, customer is enjoying more. So कहीं ना कहीं एक cycle ये है जो वापस correction mode के ऊपर आया है. For example, as a retailer, as a manufacturer and retailer both, तो मैंने इस टाइम अपनी प्रोडक्शन को इतना स्क्वीज डाउन किया है that I still make my margins. My turnover might take a hit about 30-32%, but then my margins, my EBITDA has to be quite similar. बहुत controlled EBITDA होना चाहिए मेरा. So कहीं ना कहीं ये demand correction जब तक नहीं होगी, and probably इस बार अगर सब retailers की बात करी जाए तो everybody has cut down on the inventories for summer. They shifted the summer inventories to summer 21. They have cut down on inventories of autumn winter 20 and focusing more on winter wear. So कहीं ना ये एक correction करने का हमें मौका मिला है, and hybrid models, manufacturers and retailers अगर इस model तक को correct कर लेंगे, so probably the 21 would be very good.
I want to just go out of the context, but only if you allow me, but it's something for our retail and manufacturers only. I have a feeling, when the biggest trouble, the businesses, they feel is more of the liquidity crunch, of the cash crunch in the business. I think this is a very important point that needs to be addressed. And this liquidity crunch can only be resolved when we have customer for our products. And so when we are, as a manufacturer, we are selling to distributors on credit, we are selling to retailers on credit. So it's very important, that the liquidity has to start from the retail end. So it is just my humble suggestion to all the retailer friends, and I'm very thankful to all the retailers who have participated so well in this, that we have very limited customers today. So it's if the retailers can come up and start paying the distributors and the manufacturers, I feel our industry will revive sooner than other industries. So it's just a humble suggestion that business is not going to remain so difficult, but we might make it very difficult. So I just feel, collectively, this is not something that as an individual company or as an individual, anybody can do something of it, but collectively we can do a lot, and collectively we can improvise our industry, and we can come out of this situation as soon as possible, and maybe better than other industries. And only it can start when we have customers for our products. So retailers is the point where who directly interacts with the customer, who sells to the customer. So it's just a humble suggestion and a request to all the retailers. Let's all of us work on it very collectively, and I would suggest retailers, please come up. Brands and manufacturers have always been very helpful to you. They have always given you the discounts. They have always given you stock corrections. But this is the time when all of us need support of retailers. So it's just a suggestion, and it is out of the context, but this is reality.
Okay, I was just saying that we went through a fantastic insight on the various topics that we discussed today in terms of the product category and what should be the next step forward and how should we take it forward. And a lot of insight was given in terms of after post COVID-19, the store, the employees working over there, their hygiene and all that. So it gave us a lot of insight. I would thank all of you on behalf of DFU Publications that you all took out your valuable time and you have given in your very, very insightful and valuable comments. And I'm sure the industry will gain a lot of understanding, a lot of help from these conversations that we had. I look forward that next time when there is something that is pertaining to the points that we have with what you are doing in your business, we will certainly want you to come forward and participate once again. And with that request, I thank all of you once again. And thank you for being a part of it. Yeah, thank you.